I try not to think about my opponent too much, but it is definitely nice to know my opponent's strengths and weaknesses for sure.
Troupster's kind of newer to the rando stage, but he's already at the 2-0 stage, and I'll be watching this matchup between Hacksaww and Troupster. Both of them are very solid runners. Their SRL times are really kind of close. So, and here we go.
So, as I always ask you, well, there's an early hook shot, so we're going to take that one off the field. And that was a ketopod. So, Vitasia, what's the end thing we'll be looking for? What's the troll today?
Oh, the troll. You know, I called it earlier. I'm going to go with Fire Rod again. I like the Fire Rod trying to troll us, whether it be for access to Skullwoods or for our fire source somewhere. I think that's going to really be giving us a hard time.
I typically call a hook shot in my matches. As we can see, that's not going to be the case in this seed, since we already got it. So I'm going to go with the flute today.
You had to say the flute, huh?
Of course.
I hate you a little bit right now, but that's okay. So we have Troupster doing a hula hand strat here, getting early rupees, trying to lend some consistency to the run there. Meanwhile, Hacksaww just went straight south side. It looks like he bypassed whatever was in that maze game. Did not see what was up on the lumberjack ledge from Strumpetplaya, but Strumpet and Sigmasin are running kind of a similar route, it looks like.
Lumberjack ledge looked like a big 20, so nothing for Aghanim 1 yet.
Yet, but hey, that's something nice to find in a forest.
I didn't catch what was in the forest. I did catch Hacksaww grabbing a key to Ganon's tower, though.
Oh, well, just the bow.
Oh, that's slightly necessary then. So, yeah, that's a nice pickup.
Absolutely. And it's an early enough location that all of our runners are going to check that. It's a pretty standard location. So I don't know if there's going to be a huge advantage gained from it one way or the other, but good to know that that is not going to troll our runners. Troupster goes to the uncle check and then does a save quit. So he looks like he will be see where he's going at this point in time. Hacksaww, in the meanwhile, is going ahead and he's already in this the well doing this check, and we have our first sword. I'm fine with an early sword.
Yeah, so let's get that early sword out. When you have to dig for one, it can be quite a hassle, especially when you get it in that like 30, 40, 50 minute mark. You have so much cover and you just don't know where your sword is.
All right, and we have in Blind's hut a whole lot of nothing so far.
Got some money, so we got Zora money now. And that's our Turtle Rock big key, so that's a nice pickup.
Yep, it'll be worth noting that 300 that they pick up in Kakariko, only Troupster did the hula hand strat, so that could open up an early Zora check for Troupster. Everyone else would have to farm up or hope that they get enough rupees elsewhere.
Yeah, and Troupster did grab his bow in the forest, so that's a spot that, as you said, no one's going to miss.
Nope, it's pretty apparent that everyone checks that pretty early within the first 5 minutes. Although I've seen some people route away from it. It's not that typical, though.
Everyone kind of doing the Sphere Zero check here, just the open Kakariko play, which is usually the thing that most people do, since it is a very high intensity area.
Oh, absolutely. No reason not to do it. It's the most dense location of treasure chests in the entire game is just getting through Kakariko.
I will say, other than that bow, not a ton of worth here. I mean, we have a bow, and we have an early sword, and we have a hook shot, so not much in terms of progression, but we have some survivability now.
Yeah, I gotta say I like the early bow and the early hook shot. That at least gives us some clarity. No real direction in terms of where we can go next or anything that unlocks. So we'll see where we end up going. And Hacksaww is going to be the first one kind of out into the woods. And looks like he's going to be doing an escape check at this point in time. Is that Master Sword? Did they get 2 swords?
I don't know. I've only seen one
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah, that's Master Sword. We got 2 swords at some point in time in Kakariko.
Well then.
Well, how about that?
Now we just need a lantern and a cape.
No. Boo. Let's not do that.
But why not?
Because I'll have Nom flashbacks.
No one wants non-flashbacks for sure.
Either way, it does look like Hacksaww is going to go ahead and check this escape area. Nice to be able to route in the uncle area in together with the full escape check. Just makes it a little bit more efficient.
All right, so that was our second sword. We did Bottle Vendor had the second one. So there's one in the well, one in Bottle Vendor.
All right, and Sigmasin is actually going to do the more traditional, South Shore route. Check to see the dam and the mini Moldorm cave.
Yeah, many more long caves than this place to hit. Just those quick 4 chests plus the item from the thief. Oh, never mind. That's 5 chests. Sorry.
Yep. Hyrule Castle key, so an absolutely worthless key. Although, if we need it for whatever reason to get access, if we don't have a Titan's or a lift upgrade, for example, that might be needed, but usually pretty worthless.
Hacksaww closing in on Zelda's cell. See what we find down here.
Troupster made a gamble, and it was just a compass in that racing game, so it did not pay off, unfortunately.
So while maps have some worth in Keysanity, compasses typically don't. At least not nearly as much. And there's our first lift upgrade in Mini Moldorm. And a cape.
And a pod big key. Wow. Okay. So quite a bit of value located in this Mini Moldorm cave. I like it.
Yeah, that's a worthwhile place to stop for sure.
Meanwhile, Hacksaww did his death warp, and now he's going to go back and get this dark room treasure chest. We're going to have to pay real close attention. This is a sequence break. We do not have the lamp yet, so just be on the lookout here.
Yeah, it's nice to get this chest out of the way the first pass through here, just because it is one of those kind of chests that people don't remember or don't want to route back in.
Sigmasin is also going to be doing the Ice Rod Cave, so...
Let's see the long walk gets him. It's the blue mail, not a bad item, especially early in the seed.
Yeah, early in the seed, only 4 hearts right now. I think I'll take it. And the big key to Eastern Palace is what was in that back dark room. Oh my.
We don't know what Eastern has yet. It could be a pendant or it could be a crystal. We don't even know what the rest of the seed is going to hold, so that's potentially needed. So it's definitely nice to have on your belt early.
I mean, you combine that with the early Eastern check that people usually do anyway, plus you have the bow. It seems like a no-brainer at this point. You want to go ahead and do Eastern since you got that.
We are getting a word from one of our trackers that Eastern Palace was a crystal, so that key is definitely needed.
Speaking of our trackers, big shout out to Number Play and Buckshot Boo, keeping track of things for us tonight. Thank you guys so much. The unsung heroes of Randomizer in all its forms. The trackers help us do our jobs so much well and really help keep everyone entertained and informed. So thank you, Number Play and Buckshot Boo.
And we can't forget our restreamer today, Sinak, for doing a fantastic job with the restream and getting this set up so we can all watch this. So special thanks to Sinak as well.
Absolutely. So we see Sigmasin actually going up here to the eastern area right now without that particular big key, so it's not going to be as efficient. He's eventually going to have to come back here. Once Hacksaww decides to make that play, he'll be able to clear it all out in one go.
And that's okay, it's Samaria and half magic in the old man's closet. 2 nice items.
What is this?
And Green Pendant Ice Palace.
See Troupster here doing a sequence break, going to check what's on the island, just a piece of heart. So now he's going up, going to check Hobo. We still don't have the Moon Pearl, so we'll not be able to get do the fake flippers for the waterfall treasure chests up in next to Zora, but he does have those rupees, so I can see him maybe making a check there.
And Sigmasin is going to make the dip into Eastern.
Is it Sigmasin or Sigmasin?
Sigmasin, I think.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm getting it right.
Gonna get our first check on the back 3 of Escape.
While we do that, it looks like Hacksaw's making a beeline for Eastern now. And Ether was on Hobo, is what I'm hearing from chat.
And nothing of note in the back part of Escape. But Troupster is going to the light world with that key, the dark Escape part, to get that chest.
It's going to be a little bit, I mean, if he knows it, great. And that'll be absolutely important if he can get there. Strumpetplaya looks like is also setting up a death warp here. Not a whole lot gotten in Eastern so far from Sigmasin. A lot of heart upgrades, which is nice, but not thrilling.
Has 2 more chests, I believe, he can check before he has to leave. And Troupster grabbing their big key.
Yep, so both Troupster and Hacksaww will be able to go into Eastern with the big key. Strumpetplaya looks like he's also making a play into that dark room to navigate those dark rooms. Sigma, unfortunately, did not get that, so he will have to double dip Eastern at some point. So all 4 runners are either in Eastern or the general Eastern area at this point in time. Except Sigma didn't really find anything, so he's going to save and quit out. Too bad about that big key. He will eventually find it and possibly Rage Slash.
It looks like he's actually heading up towards the castle again, so he might be heading there right now.
Yeah, again, that key is not in logic, so it's entirely possible that the game did not want you to single dip Eastern at any point in time. It's just nice knowing the dark rooms. So the question becomes, where is this seed actually wanting us to go here, Dark?
Well, we still have no way to get up to Death Mountain. It could be the big fish. We could walk to Zora with the lift upgrade, or we could go to Agina's cave. I think that's really the only two places left of note.
Well, water toes, Hacksaww does end up pulling the flippers out of that chest. So it seems to me flippers are one of those items that you usually end up getting pretty early. So at some point, we know that the lamp cannot be locked behind flippers. And that actually takes off quite a bit. At this point, I'm going to make a gamble that the lamp is going to be in either on Zora or in Agina's cave.
I'm gonna probably shoot myself in the foot, but I'm probably gonna say we're gonna get the floop from the fish and then get the lamp up on Death Mountain.
Holy Cows asks where were the flippers? Well, you're going to see them on Troupster's screen before too long. It's in the big treasure chest in Eastern. Sigma did his death ward, maybe?
He's gonna check that first cave in Agina, in Castle Tower, I should say.
Oh, yeah, and that's a good play, actually. No keys, but a relatively quick check, although, you know, these ball and chain guards can be a little bit troublesome at this point.
Very nice work of him, though. And there's your lamp.
Oh, okay.
Very interesting place for the lamp to be.
Yeah, so this was intended to be in sequence, you know, relatively quickly.
I think he's going straight back down to that dark room because he's not leaving the castle.
I mean, that's absolutely solid. You get the sense that he knows something is there. I think he made an effort to go there, didn't he?
I think he tried to, but he got a little bit lost, I think. But now he can just light his way, so it's a lot easier for him now.
It'll be interesting. I don't know how familiar Strumpet, Troupster, or Hacksaww is, but that's actually a pretty significant find for Sigma, just from a logic perspective. And if he doesn't know dark rooms, he'll be able to just bypass that very, very quickly.
Lamp is one of those underrated, just like feel-good items that you can get and just make just the back of your mind just feel a little bit better.
Oh, absolutely. And then he's going to end up getting this key, and it's going to be the big key to Eastern. He's going to go, oh.
Nuts.
But I think he ended up being better off for it. He may take longer to clear out Eastern than all these other runners are doing right now, but that lamp, I think, will be significant because I don't know how long it's going to be before these other three go there.
And he's cleared a lot of Eastern already, so he just has to go to the big chest and then just straight up.
Absolutely.
So all in all, yeah, I mean, he's already done most of this, so he should be probably on armor close to the same time as Strumpet is, given the difference of the walk.
They get a small key to Turtle Rock for beating the Armos Knights, and of course our first crystal, sub 20. What do you think about that? Sub 20 crystal in Keysanity.
That's a nice feeling, but we see it time and time again with the nice early seeds have for us at the back end of them.
Yep, still a lot going for us there. So Troupster is right on Hacksaw's heels there. This is really shaping up to be a tight race. Hacksaw's first check of Sanctuary, that's interesting.
One thing of note for Sigma is now Death Mountain's in play since he has the lift upgrade plus the lamp. So those first two spots up on Death Mountain are checkable for him.
Oh, not just the first 2 spots, but with hookshot, all of east side is ready for you.
Ah, right. I forgot that nice little hook shot that they got early.
Yeah, if I was in Hacksaww and Troupster shoot, well, they don't have the lamp. So Sigma knows as soon as he clears here, he'll be able to go right up to Death Mountain, and it's in logic. Now, Hacksaww and Troupster, I don't have any doubt that they would do that. In fact, I think Hacksaww might be heading over there before too long, but knowing what is supposed to be in logic is definitely beneficial.
Yeah, that dark path up Death Mountain isn't is probably one of the easier ones in the game, but again, just having that lamp just makes it feel so much better.
Oh, and Hacksaw doing the other setup for Houlihan Room, bombing into that particular hole. So Hacksaw gathering rupees, you get the sense that he might be going up to Zora here directly as well.
Yeah, he has the lift, so he can definitely walk over there, and he has the flippers from the eastern. So that should be a quick check for him after this if he chooses to go over that way. But it does look like Troupster's actually there now, so we'll see a little bit before Hacksaww what the big fish has for us. I'm calling life lesson at this point.
It usually is a life lesson, but you never know. The fish could actually be a fair trader this time.
Just a little bit of love from the big fish.
And given Troupster is going ahead and going, I didn't catch to see what was on the ledge, but seems like he's going for it.
That's a bottle, so that puts Sick Kid into play now.
Yep, following these breadcrumbs here. Strumpetplaya looks like he's making a similar play. Hacksaw is likely on his way down. Oh, too bad. Strumpetplaya does not have the rupees to be able to check. So this is going to be playing in the back of his mind if something is here.
See if Sigma decides to head to Death Mountain, but it looks like they're probably going to do the Zora check now themselves. But sort of like Strumpet, he doesn't have enough money to actually buy the big fish's item, but he can do everything around it.
And we see Troupster just now doing the escape portion. He'll be doing the back half of escape, or the Zelda chest location. It'll be interesting if he routes in this first treasure chest check. It's a quick check if you can go ahead and do that, and it is the lamp, which might even be our fire source needed later. So Hacksaw gets his disappointment from the fish and is on his way to collect his bottle. Sigma is doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think he's going to just get his fish scam and then head over towards Death Mountain at this point. But again, he can't afford to buy the fish's item, so he's going to be leaving this section with just the bottle, looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risky play. Both Troupster and Hacksaw, Troupster at the very beginning and Hacksaw before he went there, set up the Houlihan Room. That's the difference sometimes, is being able to do that early Zora check. Oh, and Sigma is going to try to farm up rupees. Interesting. Looks like the stun prize is 5 rupees, so with the hookshot, he can stun enemies on his way up and hopefully get enough rupees for it. Wow.
He needs 4 more, so yeah, that's definitely a smart play by him.
Very heads up by Sigma there.
Yeah, and Strumpet is farming rupees in the thieves' house.
Not surprised. One more kill by Sigma, and Strumpet will also be heading up there. Interesting. And Troupster is making that play. over here. He's going to be happy to find that lamp. Meanwhile, Hacksaww is going up. Looks like he's going to go ahead and sequence break this particular dark room.
But Troupster is about to get his lamp, and Strumpet is going to check Agina's cave, so we'll see that Agina's going to hold for us. And see if he bombs Agina for the heck of it, just because it's out of the way. So Agina's saved from the bombing. And a pod small key.
That's at least a couple pod small keys, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's our second or third one called, if I don't know.
All right, so Hacksaww getting the Titan's Mitt. Uh-oh. So he knows Titan's Mitt is locked behind, so the lamp has to be somewhere. We know where it is, Hacksaww. You'll eventually get there. Maybe.
That puts the nail in the coffin for Agina 1, though.
It really, really does. That's our Dark World access. Well,
Need a moon pearl, that's about it.
yeah, Moon Pearl. That's close. And we don't have any of the Castle Tower keys, so looks like Hacksaw's going to be heading over to East Death Mountain at this point. Fairly linear seed up to this point in time, hasn't it been, Dark?
Yeah, it's been one of those follow breadcrumb seeds for sure.
Oh, and look at almost the hand-holding sync between Troupster and Sigma. If not for the Dead Rock. And the Quake Medallion. That's a nice pickup from Hacksaww that both Sigma and Troupster are kind of right on his tail, so not much in terms of different sequence at this point in time. Everyone's just kind of right clumped together, and there's our
Speaking
Pearl.
about moon pearl and a B-torp.
So Hacksaww is doing this bomb jump over, and he's going to do the Spiral Cave, which will be kind of a slow check, unfortunately. While Troupster and Sigma are right on his heels here. Strumpet, meanwhile, farmed up the rupees and is rewarded for wasting all that time with a heart piece. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, this long walk around Spiral Cave is painful without the boots. Even with the boots, this cave is painful because you can hit those blue jellies and shock yourself out of it.
All right, so we'll see what Hacksaww pulls, and then he's off to the Dark World, I gotta think.
Just a compass from Spiral Cave, so about 2 minutes wasted for nothing. Peace of mind, if anything.
Yeah, I'd call that peace of mind. Absolutely. So Hacksaww is going to go ahead and do the Dark Death Mountain area at this point in time, which is smart. With the hookshot, he'll be able to go ahead and do the hookshot cave as well. Picking up the Titansmiths on his way up here, he didn't necessarily plan on being able to do this while he was here, but hey, while you're here, why not?
Just a bundle of arrows on a floating island, so nothing there.
Strumpet making the play that we know he needs to make. Interesting. I don't think I've seen Strumpet do any dark rooms yet, so I think he's doing his absolute best to stay in logic here.
Yeah, Sigma's been following a very similar path to Strumpet. He just had got the lucky call of going to that spot first. I won't even say lucky call, just he made the choice to go there first.
Yeah, and I did not see what was on Turtle Rock. We had a Turtle Rock check.
It looks like it was Quake. And Palace of Darkness is going to be our 6th crystal. And there's our red mail.
Wow. Okay, so profitable venture up into Death Mountain. I wonder what Hacksaw's doing now. He's not going for Spike. No, he can't be going for Spike Cave.
Yeah, I was just probably thinking about the mirror. This guy I can mirror the hair. Oh, wait. No, I can't.
I can mirror the hair. No, wait, I can't. I can do Spike Cave. Oh, no, wait, I can't.
And we can't confirm that Turtle Rock was indeed Quake. It looks like Spotted and Swamp are 5-6.
That's an interesting combination for 5-6. Meanwhile, Hacksaw is going to be entering Kakariko, or the Village of Outcasts, from the Dark World over here. Sigma and Troupster, I'm sure, are right behind him because it is kind of linear at this point in time.
So, Invitation, now we're going to play everyone's favorite game in Hyrule of Where's That Swamp Palace Small Key?
Ew. Is that everyone's favorite game?
Is it your favorite game?
It is not. It's not even in my top 10 favorite games.
How much fun would that be if that Swamp Palace Small Key was inside Swamp Palace and they just spent all this time looking outside it?
Well, I mean, we don't have the mirror yet, so it's a moot point, but Hacksaw does find something important in Value Woods, of course.
Hello, Flute.
I mean, of course we find Flute there, because, of course.
So much for our late Flute.
Nope, no late Flute. And then just rupees here, so Hacksaw is about out of items. He's going to be able to check one more treasure chest here in Skullwoods. And we'll see if this has anything of value here in this back end treasure chest. Nope. Big 20.
Waiting to get a hand out of the dungeon.
Grab me. Grab me.
It's the one time you want the wall mashers to come down quicker. They don't want to come down, then they just want to come down when you're like in the one spot you don't want them to.
I have something to say, but I think I'll get in trouble for saying it, so I'm not going to say it.
Pause yourself, sir.
I just know there's some things that should not be said out loud, and this is one of those things.
So anyway, we have bombs on bumper ledges at Invitation.
Hey, bombs! Everyone likes bombs. We're totally going to get that later, aren't we?
We do have the cape.
Yeah, we're not going to get that at all.
Nope. We are going to go down and check probably the first couple of chests in Thieves Town. Village of Outcasts, and that's the red boomerang. That's a lot of worth.
And we're going through. Looks like Hacksaww is gonna finish clearing out this village of outcasts. Might do a quick dip into uh, Thieves Town here.
Yep, we can get 4 chests without that big key, so might as well do it while you're in this section. Most likely we'll have to come back. Most likely we'll want to come back because Thieves Town usually has work to do it.
Yep, even if it doesn't have like a crystal, for whatever reason, sometimes it's the green pendant or something. It's always a good idea to beat blind. Like I don't know if I've seen a seed in a long time where we didn't beat blind.
BBB Kermit, at this point, it is impossible to say. I think Sigma, Hacksaww, and Troupster are pretty much neck and neck. Strumpet's a slight bit behind, but not by much at all.
No, the main issue is that everyone. This has been such a linear seed that Hacksaww would have the lead, but we haven't had any route divergence. So as soon as we get some route divergence, this thing could blow wide open. For example, as soon as we get the fire rod, we could see a divergence between who goes to Skull Woods and who goes to Ice Palace. Who knows?
I have a feeling that the way that Sigma, Hacksaww, and Troupster are playing, though, they're going to coalesce at Gan's Tower relatively very close to each other.
Oh yeah, this is just incredibly tight.
And Strumpet's right there with him. I mean, he's slightly behind, but just by a matter of minutes at most.
Hacksaww had to. Here's the problem with Red Mail. When you count on death warps, it takes a while to set up a death warp.
Strumpet seeing that Eastern is indeed his number 7 crystal, so he knows he's going to have to go back there. And gets a note about Palace of Darkness and swamping the 5 and 6s.
Oh man, Hacksaww and Sigma are just right there, digging their way.
And this is a lengthy dig game.
We have Dig Sync.
Dig Shake? That's Zelda 2. I think after all those digs, that's just a map for their troubles.
Yeah, and it's a map to Thieves Town as well, so didn't see. Looks like Sigma is going to go ahead and grab Jeremiah and do a world tour with him. Hacksaww, however, is going to forego that for now.
Our wonderful trackers did catch that, though. Thieves Town is a crystal. Stumpy just having a heart container for us.
All right, and Hacksaww is approaching the oft-maligned, don't know if we need to love it or hate it, Hype Cave. So Dark Falls, what are we going to be? Is it going to be a Hype Cave or a Dead Cave or a Meh Cave or a Willard Cave, or what are we going to have here?
I think I'm going to go my normal, the Cave of Infinite Sadness.
All right, well, Money Cave so far. But yeah, that's meh. I mean, the heart container is probably the best thing out of there.
Yeah, we've checked the big fish already, so we don't really need money at this point. We need 100 for Kiki, but that's about it. So yeah, that cave is kind of sad.
Yeah, that was a special cave. So Hacksaww looks like he is then swimming down here. Is he going to make an early pod dive?
he does have quite a few keys, so it's worthwhile.
Yeah, this could be an interesting. So we do finally get some route divergence here. Looks like Troupster is going to be grabbing Jeremiah as well. Meanwhile, Hacksaww forwent that decision and is going over here to Pod.
With 2 medallions, Titans, and Samaria, and a bow, Sigma might be heading towards Meyer once he turns the toad in.
Oh, that would be solid. Having that flute, yeah, it could very well be the play.
I mean, you have that one cave, and you got those 2 chests in the shed. You got checkerboard cave to check. Oh, yeah. Can you? No, you don't have the mirror yet. Never mind. Scratch that.
And just some rupees, so we'll see where Sigma ends up going. Troupster about to be disappointed as well. And you were exactly right with the call on Sigma.
Let's see what Meyer holds for us. Watch me bombos, but at least we get those. Those are the 2 chests.
Hacksaww is in pod, and he's gonna blow a key here. Okay.
Map a Turtle Rock, so I'll see what our Turtle Rock holds for us once he goes outside, most likely. And Meyer was Quake, so he is going to head into it.
This is a gutsy play by Sigma. I like it. You know, he's got quite a few hearts. He has red mail. He's got Key to Samaria. We just don't have the big key, do we?
Yeah, no big key yet, but once he gets that key, Meyer's relatively fast to clear regardless.
It's a risk, I think, and he's taking a risk, and that's the name of the game in Keysanity. Sometimes you got to take a gamble if you want to win.
Troupster serenading us.
Okay, so Hacksaww is actually out of keys now. He has burned all of his keys through pod, and he's setting up his hammer young.
So this is actually a rather difficult trick to do. It is pixel perfect. A lot of people will come from the top just to give them a little bit more time.
And yeah, with that bridge collapsing behind you, you do not have any time to set up. You're there and you have to set up. A lot of people use a lot of the screen pausing to get it done. Hacksaww not able to do it, spending a lot of hearts to get this set up.
Yeah, unfortunately, spending a little bit of time trying to get this correctly.
Troupster going over here, checking his Agena cave. Nothing here.
Nothing too far yet in Meyer for Sigma. So that's quite a bit to check, though.
But it's a vanilla hammer!
That's a huge pickup.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was a significant pickup there by Hacksaww. Now he's going through the dark rooms. He still doesn't have his lamp.
So that is a literal hammer jump, as someone in chat points out.
That's going to put Hacksaww in a very, very good position here. Sigma is going through, and unfortunately, we haven't found anything really of note in Misery Mire. which is unfortunate for him. Hacksaww made the right call.
Yeah, and Troupster's heading right down to Myra as well. See if he dips in also.
I was taking a look at that map. I'm really amazed at how many maps we've got.
Yeah, they've been coming fast and furious for sure.
So Hacksaww did his death warp, and now he's going to be checking these 2 treasure chests. Interesting. So he will have 11 to 14 treasures cleared. Problem is, he doesn't have the big key, and he doesn't have a small key to be able to clear out the dungeon. And Troupster is diving into Mire, and we don't think we found anything here from Sigma. So...
Actually, Sigma just got a huge pickup. He just got the Swamp Palace small key.
Oh, well then. I mean, as soon as we get the mirror, that'll be nice.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for us quite yet, but it's definitely a weight off your shoulders for sure.
And now Hacksaww is trying to kill himself again. Hacksaww... Is that where he gets his name, Hacksaww? He's just doing lots of death warps?
Does he carry around a 2x4?
And this is real rough, because these things do not do a ton of damage when you have red mail. Meanwhile, Sigma's going over here. Looks like he's going to be picking up the lunchbox and taking it on a journey.
Yeah, it's a bit of a walk with the lunchbox. I mean, he can fly over there, I guess, so it shouldn't be too bad, but it is a bit of a hike.
It is, and we kind of know where our next progression is. That hammer is absolutely significant. Now, let's see, what else are we missing? Do we have any idea what any pendants are?
We know our green pendant is ice pouch, but that's it.
Oh, so much risk.
Yeah, lunchbox just having $50.
So Strumpet also making the play on Misery Mire. Hacksaww is the only one who went to pod, and that was the play. And here's a pyramid check.
And just a big 20 on that, so that wasn't the answer. I mean, at this point, we do have King's Tomb to check. We can't check mirror unless we don't have the mirror yet.
We do not have King's Tomb to check. No boots. We do have Catfish. Now, this could be interesting.
Yeah, I always forget they have to run in the King's Tomb. It's not just a regular push. And Strumpet's going back to Eastern to finish that off, so good for him for doing that.
Yep, he'll be in better shape now. He's got the lamp, so. And what does the Catfish hold for us today?
$20.
All right, so let's review here. We can't do anything in desert. Can't. Oh, Tower of Hera is in play. Although we're not going to find that 5th pod key, are we? But Tower of Hera is in play, even though we don't have the mirror. We can kind of hookshot over on the lower side, and then hammer across the top. Tower of Hera might be a play. But we can't get into Swamp Palace. Pod is cleared. Skullwoods we've cleared out.
Well, we can't get in this swamp. Oh, no, Mayor. Never mind. No, we can't. Can't get in the Ice Palace because we don't have Bombos or the Fire Rod.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else we have. We're looking for that 5th pod key because with that hammer yump, I mean, you need 5 pod keys in logic. And I don't know where that 5th pod key is.
I bet you that first chest and swap is going to be a pod key.
But we still need a mirror, though.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that. 3.
So yeah, okay, so just going through every Thieves Town, Ice Palace, Misery. I mean, we've done everything in Misery Mire, cleared that out. Turtle Rock, you can't get in without the hammer. Yeah, I'm at a loss. What are we missing, guys? Anyway, we'll keep moving on. See what we have going on here.
Luger, nothing in Ice Palace is accessible yet. We don't have Fire Rod or Bombos. Well, Sigma is heading up towards pods, so we'll see if possibly Hacksaww missed something. That could be the answer. That maybe missed a chest early.
Possibly.
Because he did open up the lobby door, so if he skips the lobby door and goes around, maybe that will bypass the 5 key requirement.
Can't bypass the lobby door without the hammer.
All right.
BPB Kermit, first chest in Turtle Rock is available with the hammer because you need the hammer to open it up. I mean, at this point in time, Hacksaww has the hammer. We're just trying to figure out where the last pod key was, if that 5th pod key is required to get that, because I think it would require 5 pod keys in logic in order to prevent a soft lock. So Sigma and Troupster's on his way over there as well, so we'll see what we have. So Sigma is going to look like he's going to get the vanilla big key location.
Be interested to see if this is actually another small key. Yep,
there it is. Okay. So with that, hammer is in logic. Thank you, everyone, and shout out to chat and everyone working together and for helping us figure that out. Sigma's on it. He had it. We didn't need to worry. All right, so Strumpet just finished up his catfish. Now here's the difficult thing, and here's what I worry about, is that Sigma and Troupster have used up a lot of time. They've went through Misery Mire, tried to find that last big key. It's interesting. I don't know how much time that put Hacksaww ahead, but he's just running over other spaces that they've already done, so...
Yeah, I think it's going to kind of equal back out at this point. With that hammer, then, as you said, they go up to Hera now. They just get towards the Hera section.
Yeah, with hammer and logic, you can get Hera. You can get that first treasure chest in Turtle Rock, although I'm betting it's a dud.
Hammer pegs are in logic now too.
Oh, that could be interesting. I don't know. I think Hacksaww would be more likely to go over there because remember, Hacksaww did not do the Jeremiah turn-in or the lunchbox. But Hacksaw's finally going to get his lamp.
Still no Castle Tower keys, so there's going to be one more chest at Castle Tower that we need to get eventually.
And you see Troupster here backing out, doing the manual walk back instead of doing the death warp that we saw Hacksaww do. I honestly don't know which is faster when you have red mail and this much health. It took Hacksaww quite a bit of time to kill himself.
Sigma took a death warp there too, but he actually just bodied himself on the spikes, which actually did quite a bit of damage.
A little bit faster there, yep. So Hacksaww gets his lantern, and instead of saving quits, he's walking out.
Ice Palace small key.
Ew. Luger, no, the hammer is actually purely vanilla. You're gonna see Sigma setting up his right now for this hammer yump, and it's a true hammer yump. Yep, those fake hammer yumps, true hammer yump like Mom used to make.
Nails on the first attempt. Really nice jump by Sigma there.
Yeah, we'll see Troupster make his hammer attempt. And Hacksaww we see doing, again, about the only thing that we can do at this point is Tower of Hera. Now we have the Tower of Hera big key, but no small key for the basement. But we'll be able to clear it out.
And Sigma is looking like he's going back to finish off Hellmeister King, so he actually just fully finished pod now. Oh, hello, Ganon's Tower big key.
Hi there, Ganon's Tower big key. Okay, who guessed like 40 something? No? Nobody? Okay. All right, so here comes Troupster. He was getting the other treasure chest, so now comes his hammer yump. On the money. Good shot there, Troop.
Yeah, it slashes the chest with a little bit of anger at the vanilla hammer.
Desert Palace map, and looks like we're going to have Hacksaww drop down. He does not know the bomb jump strats there, although I don't know if the bomb jump strats require the boots for here. I'm not familiar enough with those hammer strats.
There's our Castle Tower key.
Uh-oh.
I hate these turtles so much.
I mean, who doesn't? And Troupster did also do a death warp. Looks like he's also setting up to finish off this particular dungeon. And he's going to spend a key to get a key.
Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to our favorite Warren helmet, Trolldorm.
Oh! Trolldorm gonna troll.
Yep, Trolldorm taking his first victim of the seed.
Sigma is on his Helmasaur fight right now. And you see Troupster on his way over there. So we had our first crystal at under 20 minutes in with Eastern Palace, and our second crystal from Sigma, second crystal at an hour in. So there's some disparity there, I would say.
We're about to see what Hera holds for us. $50 and a crystal.
Hey, I'm fine with that. So Hera and Pod were both crystals. Very nice.
Sigma is heading up towards Hera now, so he's going to get his goodies there. Wasn't a ton of worth, but it's definitely needed to do.
Yeah, so where's progression now? What are we waiting for? Is it in that castle tower?
This would be a forced double dip in the castle tower.
Yeah, we have hammer pegs and castle tower at this point in time. We do have Turtle Rock that's in play for what? One treasure chest? Maybe two?
Well, we can't do the fire room because we don't have the fire rod, so that part's out. I don't think we have that many small keys quite yet.
Nope, but Hacksaww is making the play. I don't know. I feel like this is a bigger gamble, but it's the highest location because everything else is just kind of one-offs. Oh, he's got 3 keys. He's fine.
Okay, it looks like a 1 to me. Yeah, so yeah, you can check a good deal of this Turtle Rock then.
This is why they're running and we're just sitting here talking about it.
Big key to swamp, so that gets in the swamp big chest.
Not the most useless, but among the most useless.
Yeah, better than the ice rod, ice palace, big key.
True facts.
Troupster's making very nice work of a Helmasaur King.
Yep, solid fight. Oh, and Sigma getting, Trolldorm's acolytes, trolling him, pushing him off.
Troll Beetle. There's our Bombo, so that puts Ice Palace into play now.
Oh my. All right, I like that. And by like it, I don't actually like it. I think I hate Ice Palace, but I like the fact that more options are opening up to us.
Sigma opting just to grab the chest and then walk back up.
I don't know which one saves more time. I'm tempted to say Hacksaww saves more time, but I'm not sure.
Either way, it's just a matter of seconds, I think.
All right, so Hacksaww going ahead, of course, bypassing the vanilla big key location here in Turtle Rock. I don't know a ton of people that opt to pick that up just because it's one key location and keys are so valuable here in Turtle Rock.
What I've been seeing people do is going to that safety door and then dying to take a save, checking what that chest is, and reloading their file.
That's clever, actually. I like that. So Sigma on Troll Dorm, Troupster right behind and just entering Tower of Hera right now. Meanwhile, Hacksaww hasn't really found a whole lot here in Turtle Rock yet.
Sigma just destroyed Troll Dorm, no problems at all. And Sigma is going to follow on Hacksaw's steps and go right over to Turtle Rock as well.
Strumpet finishing up his Helmasaur fight. I imagine he'll be heading up there right up to Tower of Hera as well. Like we were saying earlier, this is just an incredibly linear seed. There's been almost no route divergence between these four runners because it's just one location after another.
We did just see Meyer was a pendant.
Oh, that's nice.
As was Skull Woods, so we actually have the full story of the seed now. As far as our crystal's pendants. So we have 3 Light World crystals, we have Pod as a crystal, we have Swamp as a crystal, Ice, and Turtle Rock as crystals. Oh, sorry, Thief Sound and Turtle Rock as crystals.
Troupster getting that key using the bomb jump method. So his was actually the most efficient routing. Kermit was telling me before the match that Troupster was practicing his bomb jumps and the only one to do that one in Tower of Hera. So good job, coach. So Hacksaww still has 1 key left. Going to Laser Bridge.
Looking at what we have for pendants, we have a lot of potential items on the pedestal.
Okay, so our pendants are, let me see, Skull Woods, Ice Palace, and Misery Mire. So Misery Mire, we can actually beat right now, right? We just missing the big key.
Yep, Ice Palace we can beat right now because we have Bombos. The other thing that we're missing that we can't do Skull Woods would be Fire Rod.
Okay, so of just the items, not including the keys, the silvers could of course be there, boots could be down there, Ice Rod, which are required,
Fetch quests.
Fetch quest, mirror can be on there. Oh, that would be horrible.
Oh, I love a pedestal mirror. That'd be hilarious. Painful, but hilarious.
Say it with me, everyone. I'm glad I'm not them. So we see kind of a couple new locations. Troupster is doing Spike Cave. Hacksaww is doing this second chest. And just a lot of love for Hacksaww and just a capacity upgrade for Troupster. So still no idea where this next real progression is. Troupster has completed his ascent to Hera, opted not to do Turtle Rock, unlike Sigma and Hacksaww. That might save him some time there.
Yeah, Turtle Rock really had no answers for us, unfortunately. When we come back, we'll be able to clean it out relatively fast, at least.
And Troupster is making me a liar. He's going back up to Turtle Rock, it looks like.
Well, like, as you said, the seed is so linear. That's kind of where you have to go.
Feels like it, but we haven't found anything at this point in time. Oh, wait, Bombos. Yeah.
Yeah, and that second castle tower key.
All right, so Hacksaww is going to be the first one into Ice Palace.
This is beatable for him because he can break Cold Stay Shell with that Bombos.
Yep, and half magic, he shouldn't have to worry about magic for a while. Alright, so Sigma's coming up on his laser bridge. He will be disappointed, and then we'll likely head on out of here. Hacksaww abusing that Bombos in these Pengator rooms. I like it.
Sigma opting just to eat the lasers instead of trying to sneak around them.
Oh, I think he's trying to Death Warp.
Before he got the chest, he just walked into him.
Okay. There's the big key to Swamp Palace. Oh, right. We already knew that. Never mind. I are dumb.
So I think Sigma's going to be doing what I suggested that someone do. He's going to save his game and check that chest and see if it's worth it or not, and then probably reload.
All right, so we could get some new information here from Sigmasin.
Because he knows if he gets a good item here, that there's going to be a fourth key somewhere for him. If he gets junk, he can just reload and save that key. Can Brian, and there's the reset. So he's going to reload his game and go right back to his house and start fresh.
That's a nifty trick. I'm totally learning things today. Doesn't help me much, but learning things.
Knowledge is power.
All right, so Hacksaww working his way through, and Powda. Well, if he needed a reason to go back to Kakariko Village to check Bat Cave and Hammer Pegs at the same time, I think that would be it. Do you know what I'm hoping for, Dark Falls?
What is Avantasia? What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for a dream. An absolute dream. Pedestal Mirror and Ice Rod in Mimic Cave.
That would be fantastic.
One can hope.
I'm kind of getting that inkling that pedestal is going to be needed, though. Just between all the keys that we need and all the items that are still in play.
Yep, Hacksaww finds his tempered sword. Does the bomb jump across?
Still, there's our mirror.
Never
Boo.
mind.
Not the boo a player, but boo mirror.
The dream's the dream's still alive. It's on life support.
Still got that ice shard we gotta look for.
Oh, that ever-present ice rod.
I actually called a seed the other day when it was on pedestal, actually.
All right, so we have Hacksaww getting ready to start his cold stare fight. The only thing he's missing is the Ice Palace Big Key. So the treasure chest location.
BBB Kermit bringing up a good point in chat. The seeds are just directed us to the next place it wants us to go. Now it wants us to go to Swamp.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is one of the most linear seeds I think I've seen from any rando, let alone Keysanity on top of it all. Get one item, unlock a new place. Get one item, unlock another place.
Go into Ice Palace and get Bacon Sword, which I did not catch.
Here's the interesting thing about linear seeds as well. And Kermit and I were talking about things like about this before the game. Linear seeds like these benefit people who have better execution than better routing, because if everyone has the same route and has the same decisions, there's fewer chance to make mental mistakes on that. If your execution, like if you have a lot of NMG runner experience and have that execution built up, it will benefit you in these types of seeds. And when Kermit and I were talking, he was saying Troupster probably isn't as good at execution, but his routing, he's been practicing that very heavily. So this is unfortunately one of those seeds that, in Troupster's case, doesn't match up well with Hacksaww because this is an execution-based seed.
Hacksaww is making that dip down into Swamp now, so again, just following those breadcrumbs of where to go next. That mirror did open up quite a bit, though.
It did. I mean, there's some overworld locations that are opened up now. We will likely see. There's a couple ledges in Graveyard and South Grove that open up as well. Still no books, so we can't do Bombos tablets. The Spectacle Rock key that was there is opened up to us as well. So lots of one-off locations and kind of individual places, unfortunately.
Those couple chests in desert that we can get to are open now too. Can't beat desert, but we can get the couple chests that we can get that we can reach.
This is true. Have we found the Ganon Tower Big Key? Yes, we did. It wasn't all that long ago either, was it?
It was in Terra.
That's right. It was in that first location where normally there's just a key sitting on the ground.
Yeah, I had to look over my notes because I knew it was recent. Ice Palace, big chest, missing the big key for it. Can't check that yet. Sigma, sorry.
Too bad. We knew it because literally everyone else is running the same thing.
Troupster chicken hammer picks. I don't think we've seen this yet.
We have not. I mean, if this is our routing change, this could be significant for Troupster. I don't know what we're going to find here, though.
Just a bomb upgrade. Nothing good.
Nope.
And again, just to our reiterate in chat, for those coming in late, we are watching two separate races. Sigmasin is going head-to-head against Strumpetplaya on the top part. Hacksaww is going head-to-head against Troupster on the bottom part. So while they're playing the same seed, it's going to be two separate races that we're watching at the moment.
Sigmasin is now doing his cold stare fight. Troupster has not yet gone over to Ice Palace. Curious. Oh, he's going to go up and check that one key for the castle tower.
Well, if something good is there, then it could put him in a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, but I believe Hacksaww already checked this earlier in the seed.
You checked the first chest, but you couldn't check that back one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. At least I'm almost positive, unless I'm thinking of another race that happened today. All right, so Strumpetplaya is actually in Ice Palace now. Meanwhile, Hacksaww is going through Swamp Palace, and Sigma is right on his tail.
And just a heart there. So yeah, I think you were right. I think I was thinking 2 keys needed for the upper part. But yeah, that second chest was gotten earlier.
No worries. We all skip things in our minds mentally. That's why we have trackers. Shout out, folks, again to the trackers. Love you, Number Play and Buckshot Boom.
Yes, absolutely. Much love.
Still, though, no progress at this point in time for Hacksaww. So I wonder what the next breadcrumb item is going to be.
Well, still got to get to Argus. So watch Argus drop something like, I don't know, fire rod to get into Skullwoods now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about.
So this chest that Hacksaww, this door that Hacksaww just opened up, I always wonder why people don't just drop the Keysanity on it when they have it.
That one? Yeah, I can tell you exactly why. The reason why the one that Hacksaww is why you don't drop the block on the Keysanity is because your block will disappear as soon as it's off screen. So it will close the door when you walk across to that open door.
Yeah, makes sense.
Also, we should note, because Ice Palace was the green pendant, we have Sahasrara to check as well. See what kind of goodies he's going to give us.
And we got 2 guys in ice, we got 2 guys in swamp. Small key to Ice Palace, yay.
Hey, those are awesome. I mean, not even remotely, but you know. So the ice big key was in Swamp Palace. So in order to get that particular key, yeah, you had to double dip. If you want that treasure chest, it's probably nothing. Or it might be the, ice rod or something.
It's always nothing until it's something.
I like that logic myself. Big key to Misery Mire. Oh my god.
So that gives us 2 locations to poke away at now.
Well, and with the mirror, we have a few different locations to check at. Also, with the mirror, Desert Palace. No big key, but it's an option.
I think that's where Hacksaw's going now. And Number Play bring up a good point where you just fire right away from looking at that pedestal potentially.
At this point, maybe you don't want the fire rod. Because if you get the fire rod at this point in time, I mean, yes, you need it for Turtle Rock, but it could also be one of those breadcrumbs towards that pedestal.
See if Hacksaww does make that jump over the desert, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to be doing now.
Yep. No boots, no big key, no problem. No small key either, so there's very few locations he can actually check, but worth it, maybe.
Yeah, I think he has 2 chests open to him.
Does he have the big key? No, he doesn't. He must have forgot.
Yay, keys.
Yay, Keysanity.
Is
And
that silvers on the lamp there?
I thought it was just a bundle of arrows, but it might have been.
It looked like AG to me, but I could be wrong.
Buckshot Boo was saying, yes, those are silvers. So we know where the silvers are. Silvers are boot locked. And Hacksaww is going to go ahead and go into Meyer. Now, Meyer is a pendant, but you have the big key, so you get the big key treasure chest now, as well as going ahead and beating the boss.
I think he's cleared out a lot of mine already.
Yeah,
Or-
Hacksaww really has.
Or is he? Wait, no. I think he was the one who didn't come in here earlier. Possibly. We'll find out momentarily.
I thought someone had pointed out that because the swamp small key is in Meyer, then
Oh. Yeah, good call. Yeah, so he's been here for sure.
small key to Castle Tower. Uh-oh. But it's worthless. Yeah, it's worthless.
Yeah, at that point, that only opened up to Aghanim, but we know Aghanim has nothing for us. Really nice cold start fight by Troupster.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we are at the hour 30 mark-ish of the most linear seed you have ever seen in any randomizer tournament ever. This has just been one location to the next, to the next. Sigma picking up a small key in this ledge. Small key to Desert Palace. Oh.
That is an interesting pickup.
That might be significant there for Sigma.
That gives him 2 more chests in Desert now.
Yep.
Chad bring up a good point that our pyramid's open now as well for us.
That's a good point. I can see our runners eventually working their way up there. And that's where Sigma's going right away.
Both rods in pyramid.
Oh, that would be trolly as heck.
I want one to find the fire rod so we can check the pedestal personally.
That's a fair desire. I feel like you're a better person for wanting that, not other things.
Fire Rod, the pedestal, Ice Rod.
Ooh.
And Key to Turtle Rock, but we don't need that. So Pyramid, full bust.
Yep, not a good run there. Meanwhile, Strumpet is going into Mire, so he will be finding his Swamp Small Key, which then the Misery Mire Big Key is in Swamp. So this is a required double dip into Misery Mire.
And Buckshot bring up a good point that we are still missing 2 major big keys. We need the ones for Desert and Thiefstone still.
Absolutely. Sigma going up here to the second chest in Castle Tower. Not going to be, well, I mean, it's a heart container. I'll never say no to health, but I'm sure he's looking for something else. Oh, Myers not a confirmed double dip yet. Thank you, Number Play, for pointing that out. We don't know if there's anything actually required past this. Hacksaww is kind of reaching. It is a pendant. We just don't know if it's actually required or not.
It always amuses me in these seeds when we see people with 16 hearts. It's a very nice cape strats by Hacksaww, just tearing apart Vitreous from inside.
Absolutely. And now he's doing spin strats. Tempered Sword makes it easy.
There's our boots.
Oh, do you think he's going to go pick up those silvers while he's here? That's... Ooh.
Maybe not, because he has to go back to the clear anyway, so you might as well clear it when you have the key.
So at this point, Sigma is checking kind of the other overworld locations, hammer pegs, some other etc. mirror locations.
Yeah, Sigma's going straight for those silvers.
I don't blame him, even remotely. Magic Bat. I don't know if have we had a Magic Bat check?
I don't believe so. I don't have it on my notes.
Oh, baby. Big key to Thieves Town.
Probably the better of the 2 thieves big keys to get.
Absolutely, because that, I mean, he's right here.
And Sarashla having our book.
Oh, boy.
So it's just a matter of a couple of seconds, really. This seed just opened up a great deal. And Hacksaw's to make a beeline for the pedestal. Or not.
Nope. Where is Hacksaww going?
He's got something in mind.
Oh, Hacksaww never did Jeremiah. So he's going to do Peg Cave or Hammer Pegs here.
I love the dash hammer.
It's swag. I really do love it. That was one of the first tricks I learned when I realized it was possible.
Yeah, Hacksaww did pick up his silver arrows.
Yep, and then Hacksaw's coming back to get Jeremiah, so a little bit of inefficient routing here from Hacksaww, but he's still got a significant advantage over everyone else. Although Sigma being able to go into Thieves Town right away. He's got to be feeling pretty good about himself after that pickup.
Yeah, I still think Sigma and Hacksaww are fairly close together.
Oh, I completely agree with you on that one.
And that's not to say that Strumpet and Troupster are that far behind, but it is maybe a matter of probably about a dungeon or at most.
And here's Hacksaww going to be picking up his Thieves Town big key.
And I'll probably be right on Sigma's heels of going in there.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Troupster is finishing up his Argus fight here before too long. Let's see. He will likely go... Well, we'll see where. He has his mirror, so any of the mirror spots can be good.
The one thing to note for Hacksaww versus Sigma is... Oh, there's our Ice Rod.
Oh!
As I was saying, Hacksaww does need to go back into Palace of Darkness to finish that. He has not beaten Helmasaur King yet, where Sigma has.
Well, in a race between those two, absolutely. And that's something to keep in mind. Troupster has also beaten Helmasaur, and Hacksaww has not. So while the bottom race does look like Hacksaww has a significant lead, you know, it depends on what Troupster does next. He could be right on his heels.
Interesting that we're an hour 40 and we still haven't found a single shield yet.
We haven't found a single shield. We found 3 swords and 4 bottles, though, and the red mail.
Sigma destroying blind, grabbing that crystal.
Yep, and then getting that ice rod. So the Ped is pretty well dead at this point.
Until the Desert Big Key's on it.
Yeah, I mean, Desert Big Key is the only thing that could be on the Ped at this point.
Should we do one of those shovels to mushroom to Big Key?
I don't see why not.
Everyone likes those games.
Although I did say that the Fire Rod at the beginning of our match, the Fire Rod might be something here. It's our last item at this point. And the only person who can really give us a Ped check at this point in time is Hacksaww, who has the book from a turn-in from Sahasrara from the Ice Palace Green Pendant.
You gotta imagine that Sigma's not too far from heading over there, though. There's not a ton more he can check. Just given, as we said, how linear this seed has been.
Oh, and he sees those silvers. I don't know if he'll go to Misery Mire or not. He could.
Yeah, he has everything he needs to beat it. We'll see if he makes that call or not.
Now here might be a differentiating factor here. Sigma did get the small key to Desert Palace, so what's in these 2 treasure locations?
Butter sword, of course.
I mean, nice.
That's a handy map.
We need to know exactly what's in Skull Woods, don't we?
Just like we need 18 hearts now.
Oh my god.
All the hearts. Sigma checking checkerboard cave. I don't know if Hacksaww checked this. I don't remember seeing it.
I think he did, and it was a quick check. It was almost nothing.
$20, so yeah.
Looks like Troupster is also making the Misery Mire play. He's going to be able to pick up the boots.
It looks like that's where Sigma's heading now too.
So right now they are effectively looking for two things, and they know the two things that they need for go mode at this point in time are the they have the Turtle Rock big key. So they're missing the Desert Palace big key, and they are missing the Fire Rod. That's it. Hacksaww picked up his small key to Desert Palace while he's turning in Gary's lunchbox. I can imagine he's going to try to route that together. If I'm a Hacksaw, I would anyway. Come down here, turn in the chest, check Bombo's tablet, and then route into the bottom of desert. Troupster getting ready to fight his Vitreous fight. Strumpet is in Swamp Palace now. Oh no! He flooded the key.
So he's going to have to leave the dungeon and do a screen transition to come back here. Number play saying he didn't flood the key.
Oh, I could have sworn he flooded the key. Okay. Oh, he beat... Oh, right. He's just doing his left side. All right. That's fair. Troupster finding his boots.
And given that he hasn't been to a desert yet, he'll get his silvers on his first pass through.
Yep, slightly more efficient here if he ends up routing all that together. But he doesn't have the small key.
Bonk Rock check by Hacksaww. We haven't checked this yet.
Yep, with the Bonk Rock check. There's our shield.
Hey, there's our first baby shield.
He'll be able to do Bonk Rock and this other kind of north, like the Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb now. Sigma now on his Vitreous fight.
Buttersaur is going to just tear Vitreous apart.
Yeah, it's... Oh my gosh, that was so fast. Did you guys blink and miss that fight? Because I did.
I got something in my eye. So, just $50 there. I think library was a compass, if memory serves me correctly. And $20 in King's Tomb.
So nothing here. Troupster is on his way to turn in Sahasrara, looks like. And he'll be rewarded with a book, although not. I don't think the book has actually led us to much of anything, has it?
Not yet, but he can check the pedestal for us, hopefully.
Hacksaww spending more time in other locations. It looks like he's on his way to go check that desert treasure room. He'll have his butter sword. Troupster checking these other graveyard area locations.
Yeah, it looks like Sigma's heading right over there to check those 3 spots.
So cleanup right at the moment for our runners at this point.
And again, since we do have a little bit of just cleanup going on, I do want to give a couple shout-outs. Firstly, to our restreamer today, Synac behind the scenes, for putting the show on for us. Thank you very much for the restream, Synac, and to our two fantastic trackers behind the scenes as well, Buckshot Boo and Numberplay. Thank you guys for your hard work for us.
Absolutely, major shout out to you guys, and again to all the community managers and everyone else. If you like what you're seeing here on Randomizer, on ALTTP Randomizer, go ahead, join us on Discord. If you've never played it, take your time for your first couple seeds. It's okay. We're with you. We love you. We'll help you out. And maybe join another one of our tournaments that are coming up here before too long.
Yeah, this community is just so welcoming and so helpful. It's just an absolute pleasure to be a part of, for sure.
All right, so both Hacksaww and Troupster are going almost in sync for this small key, which is a small key to Ganon's Tower, so it's worthless, but then going to be able to check Ether because they both have the book.
What does Ether hold for us? Just a map.
A map! Oh my god!
Do not want game.
So just like that, we blink, and Troupster and Hacksaww are just neck and neck, holding hands effectively.
So Troupster has to clear out Thieves Town, and Hacksaww has to go back into Palace of Darkness, which looks where he's most likely going now. And I think Troupster's going to be heading down towards Thieves Town now. And that looks like that's exactly where he's going. Sigma grabbing his book.
Did Troupster actually end up getting the Thieves Town small key or big key?
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, I don't think he has because it's not on the tracker. It is in that magic bat cave. Hacksaww spending time to get this last key. He is paranoid about that soft lock possibility, but hey, guess what? This is another small key.
He's like, oh. Book in hand, Sigma's going to be checking this tablet.
So yeah, chat is pointing out some of the few locations that we can check that none of these runners has checked, and it almost comes down to the Ice Palace Big Chest and Mimic Cave. So both are dips into dungeons that they've already been through once.
I would love a triple dip Turtle Rock.
Oh, that's mean. So, Dark Falls, tell me if, given this Faustian deal, which would you rather do? Would you rather do a dip into Turtle Rock to get Mimic Cave, or would you rather go to Ice Palace?
I will go to Ice Palace first, hoping I don't have to go to Turtle Rock a third time. Hey, Troupster gets his key to Thieves Town.
Yep, so he will be heading there. He will not be quite done with Thieves Town by the time Hacksaww is done with Pod, so Hacksaww will regain a little bit of that lead there. Strumpet is actually there right now, and Sigma, I did not see what Sigma pulled from that Bombos. I didn't think it was anything.
It was $20. Yeah, it looks like Sigma is going into ice.
Wow, this could be interesting here for Sigma. And the fact that their only way into Ice Palace is still Bombos is still a little bit funny to me, you know?
Almost 2 hours in and still no fire rod, yeah. At least ice is a relatively quick check now. Strumper making nice work of blind. The thing with blind though is since it is that kind of a scripted fight, it doesn't really matter what weapon you have when you go against her.
Nope, does not. Fighter sword to butter sword, it all does the same.
I'm partial to Samaria strats personally. Just
Like-
let blind kill herself.
I like Brian's strats as well, the lagtastic
Yeah,
strats.
everyone loves a little bit of lag.
All right, so Hacksaww now. Has Hacksaww done the Pyramid Fairy check? Because I think that's what
I
he's
don't
doing.
believe so.
I mean,
I think only Sigma has.
I really can't fault these runners at any point because this seed has led them on a very tight, narrow path. And then all of a sudden, as soon as you get the mirror, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you have all these overworld locations that are all in these individual one-off locations that are left. Good luck.
It's like your parents just like kicking off your training reels mid-ride.
Dude, if your parents did that to you, I'm so sorry. All right, so Sigma is going to be the first to be able to check this. And drum roll, it is the fire rod!
Interesting. That is huge for Sigma.
That is significant. We'll see who else goes there. And how trolly is that? So in order to, because the Ice Palace Big Key was in Misery Mire. Like I'm just trying to picture the sequence of events. It feels like it was a double dip required though, doesn't it? Into both Ice Palace and Misery Mire?
Yeah, it definitely does feel that way. It looks like Sigma's going to Turtle Rock first to finish that off before going to Skull Woods.
Well, since you need the fire rod anyway, being able to route this and Mimic Cave together, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, definitely makes a lot of sense. And he has all Turtle Rock cleared, so it's basically go mode.
Absolutely. I have no problem with Sigma making this run at all. Hacksaww, though. Hacksaww looks like he's maybe going up to Mimic Cave himself.
My only thought with this play is climbing Death Mountain a 4th time is never fun.
No, absolutely not.
That'd be my only criticism, but yeah, you gotta do it regardless, so it doesn't really matter.
So really, this seed opened up after we got the mirror in Ice Palace. After that, it just kind of went, bloop, okay, here you are in the world. Have fun.
We actually have this whole right side too that would just open up to us of Turtle Rock also, not just Mimic Cave.
Oh, right. Okay, so definitely solid thinking there by Sigma. Hacksaww, meanwhile, is going only for Mimic Cave at this point in time.
There's the mushroom. There's the big key to Desert Palace.
That's it. Okay, Sigma is officially in go mode.
Goodbye, Pedestal. You were nice while you lasted.
So 3 different runners have had the lead or advantage at different points in time here, and right now, at the dawn of go mode, Sigmasin is leading everyone. Wow. So we know at this point in time for Hacksaww, this is a gigantic waste of time.
Yeah, and Buckshot making a good point that it might really come down to between Hacksaww and the Troupster, which one of them decides to make that play in Ice Palace first.
And Strumpet and Troupster are just about holding hands, clearing out Desert Palace at this point in time. So it depends who dips Ice Palace first. I mean, neither of them are easy to justify in your head. It's just a matter of where do you go.
Troupster's making the play to Ice.
Yep.
He's making the play.
This is a significant reversal of fortunes. Troupster was quite a bit behind Hacksaww for most of the run, but then things started opening up, and it's just a different gamble at this point in time. That being said, Hacksaww is not all that far away from Troupster. It could be very, very close if he finds nothing here. Quick mirror and then flute down there.
That's a small key to Thieves Town, so I made some to Thieves Town to get the Thieves Town big chest now.
Yeah, that could draw Hacksaww a different direction.
I think Thieves Town big chest is probably the quicker of the two.
Strumpet did look like he checked the ped, and the ped is junk.
Yeah, couch cash.
But, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following Randomizer for a period of time of any length, you should know already, if I'm doing commentary, it's not a pedestal seat. It's just true. Only when I run.
Happens to the best of us, my friend.
Alright, so Hacksaw's checking Spike Cave. We know where he's got to go.
Sigma just absolutely destroying Trinex.
And that small key is a Misery Mire small key. Worthless. So all four runners have Butter Sword. Strumpet never picked up silvers in Desert.
He needs his boots. He hasn't gotten his boots yet.
Oh, he hasn't gone to Misery Mire. Okay, but Misery Mire isn't required, correct?
Not necessarily. No, they could have fully skipped Mire, other than the keys. Vicious wasn't needed. Troops are about to get his fire rod. Now, it'll be interesting to see if Troupster makes the play to go back to Turtle Rock, or if he makes the play into Skull Woods.
It could be interesting. And we see Hacksaww going into... And he's going to Turtle Rock!
Yeah, and Hacksaww is going to check Thieves Town big chest, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, he's following the breadcrumbs. He's doing exactly what the seed has programmed him to do from the get-go. This seed has really been linear up to this point in time, and then as soon as it opened up with that mirror, things went south. Yes, number play. Hacksaww found Thieves Town small key in the Mimic Cave location. Trolling for days. So we are now at the 2-hour mark for runners. This is usually when you start seeing the first dot dones if someone is really efficient. Sigma is on his Desert Palace kill, so he will be able to go up to Ganon's Tower. But if you are these runners and you don't see a dot done yet, what's going through your mind?
This seed's been a pain in the butt.
Well, I mean, it has.
I mean, that's what I would be thinking.
There would be certain curse words and expletives being spoken frequently.
Yeah, but we are PG-13, so...
Whoa. Troupster bypassed the Desert Palace Big Key.
He might go kill Trinex and check it on his way out, because that's the last thing he really needs. So if he kills Trinex and goes back in...
Oh my, this could be something. I mean, it's possible he does, absolutely. But he could also see what happened to Hacksaww and say, "Oh, here's the breadcrumb I'm supposed to follow."
Yeah, I think he's trying to just save a little bit of time, hope Trinex has his key, save that, basically as the forced scroller room. He's gonna check Mimic Cave and Trinex, get those 2 items out of the way. He does have the compass, so he can see exactly how many items he has in the dungeon. Did I just praise the compass?
Yes, you did just praise the compass. You go wash your mouth out with soap, young man.
I'll be back in a couple minutes.
It's all right. Everyone makes mistakes. All right, so Troupster going through here. He will also be doing his Trinex kill. Meanwhile, Sigmasin is at the Ganon's Tower. So Sigma, with a considerable lead on Strumpetplaya at this point in time. It's interesting because that is the 1-1 match. Hacksaww and Troupster are the 2-0 match, and Sigma's leading all 4 runners.
Yeah, Sigma's just had a very, very nice seat overall. Just made the right plays at the right time. And that's just how the randomizer works.
Yeah, when things opened up there after the mirror, he may have been third or even second. Kind of he and Troupster were real close there together. He just made the right play, and that's all it was.
So, do we see bomb slashes from Hacksaww?
Nope. He's in go mode. He's gone.
Yeah, too much time.
There's no dot done yet. You think this seed has trolled everyone.
Alright, so Troupster is about to fight Trinex. If he doesn't get his key, we gotta hope that he goes back in. They're just gonna annihilate Cold Stare. Alright, Trinex.
Very nice Trinex fight so far from Troupster.
We've already killed Cold Stare. We don't need to kill him again.
I mean, I'm fine with killing Cold Stare again if you want to.
Well, we'll have a full docket of races tomorrow and more tonight.
All right, so Troupster still does not have his Desert Palace big key. We'll see if he makes the play.
He goes back in, he keeps his lead, I think. If he leaves, Hacksaww takes it back over. He went back in.
Solid.
I like that play because this way he knows that something's going to be over there. That way he could check and see if Trinex had what he needed. That way he didn't have to go back in. So it really made a lot of sense to do it this way.
No, I completely agree. In fact, if this ever happens to me, I'll be stealing this routing. Meanwhile, Sigma working his way up Ganon's Tower, doing very good work here, very efficient through this gauntlet. And Troupster is officially in go mode. Hacksaw's going to find it immediately as well. But Hacksaw's going to go ahead and take time to go ahead and clear up. Well, I hope he does. Takes time to finish off here. But he will not have... he's already been up here to Mimic Cave already.
So we're making some very quick and efficient work of this Ganon's tower. Not stopping for any chests, just going straight to Aghanim.
Yep, just straight to the top. You got silvers, you got butter, you got red mail. No reason to do anything.
You got your baby shield.
Baby shield, best shield. Oh, Trolldorm is not done. We have Trolldorm 2, the Trollening.
Trolldorm says no. The top two are 1-1. The bottom two are 2-0.
And shout out in chat, someone points out that Sigmasin's one race was actually to the two-time tournament championing Ajneb, better known as Ben. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure most of us would lose to Ben. So that 1-1 is a good one loss. So not surprising here.
Yeah, when you get into a juggernaut like Ben, sometimes something has to give.
No, I'm a fan of Sigmasin. So big shout out to him as he's on his Aga fight now.
And actually, you know what I want chat to do? I want them to go for all four of these guys for putting on a heck of a race for us today. This has been a lot of fun to call.
Absolutely. Strumpetplaya, Sigmasin, Hacksaww, and Troupster. All of them deserve a quick follow here if you haven't already.
Very nice item too from Sigma.
Absolutely. So he's down quite a bit of health, but for some odd reason, I'm not too terribly stressed out about this particular fight. Oh my! Troupster and Hacksaww. So Troupster is climbing. Hacksaww is at Trinex right now. They are going to be neck and neck going through Ganon's tower.
Not quite. Hacksaww has to go to desert.
Oh, right. Thanks for making me feel stupid. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's
Feels
okay.
bad, man.
That is okay. I am fine with that.
Number plate said it first.
I got all hyped up. It's okay. I have said much stupider things. I am not worried about that one. So Troupster is entering Ganon's tower now, right as Sigmasin is on his final approach for Ganon.
And Strumpet is going to get his fire rod.
Yay, Strumpet. Well done. And Sigmasin completes the run. As soon as he enters his door, we'll be able to officially give his time. And he is an official SRL time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 12 seconds. GG Sigmasin.
Yeah, let's flood this chat with some GGs, please. This was a very, very nicely run race. And not the easiest of seeds. It was a very confusing seed. Very linear, and then all of a sudden just drop the bomb on you.
He's saying he needs a minute. His adrenaline's still pumping right at the moment. We'll give him the time that he needs. In the meantime, we see Troupster climbing the gauntlet, while Hacksaww is in Desert Palace finishing his last crystal. And yes, the big differentiating play here, if there was one play separated, it's that Ice Palace Big Chest play for Fire Rod.
And I believe we do have Sigma with us. GG, my friend, well played.
Hey, thanks.
So, talk us through the seed. It was very linear, Sam felt.
Yeah, it seemed unavoidable to get bottlenecked at that walk over to pod. Nobody would have wanted to do that.
And then that fire out in Ice Palace, of course.
Yeah, that was nasty. I'm sure absolutely everybody missed that, because if I recall correctly, it was mirror or something in ice. And then of course everybody would have finished it and not wanted to come back, and then that led to the big key eventually.
You're exactly right. Every single one of you, all four runners, were just exactly like you, Hacksaww, Troupster, and Strumpet were all like within a minute or two of each other up until Ice Palace when you got the mirror, and then everyone's like, oh, I can check all of these other overworld locations or go to Misery Mire or do anything, and things just kind of opened up. And really the first person back to Ice Palace to that fire rod ended up taking the whole thing, and that was you. So GG.
Yeah, I was really feeling like that was a bit of a risk, because there was one other location. Well, okay, there's two other locations that I had access to that I hadn't gone to, and one of them was the chest in the Gibdo switch room of Skull, which I had committed to skipping, and if it was something, I was just gonna lose. So I was like, I'm not going there. And the other was Mimic Cave, and I was thinking, that's, just as crazy of a play as going back to ice, and even worse if it fails, so let's try ice. But I was really not feeling good when I got the boots, because I was like, okay, Meyer had nothing. This revisit did me no good. But maybe the boot spots, so I checked the boot spots. Then I felt even worse, because that was a dead end. So I was like, okay, if you just didn't go back to Meyer, I guess you saved a bunch of time. And then I was like, okay, let's check these crappy one-offs. So let's get the book, and then check all the tablets. We're nothing once again.
Well, the problem was that everything was so spread out after the mirror check. Like, everyone ended up checking everything because they've been going through. Now, I will tell you that because this seed had been so linear, what ended up happening, for example, to Hacksaww, he went up and did the Mimic Cave check first, and that was the Thieves Town small key.
Oh,
So
no.
he's like, oh, well, let's go do this real quick. And it just kind of spiraled from there. I mean, those two, Hacksaw's doing Escape right now, and Troops are doing the Gauntlet, and Troupster just finished Aga. So it's all super, super close.
So he followed that all the way. Of course, it makes sense if you get it, you're going to follow it all the way. So he basically had Ice and Mimic Cave as his choices, and he went Mimic Cave to Thieves Town Big Chest for nothing. That's really painful.
Yeah, he kind of followed that to the end, but again, because everyone was so close and there were so few other locations, he's like, okay, well, we're good. We'll do it now.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, at that point, you just flip a coin, and like I was saying, it's Ice or Mimic Cave. And I think everybody probably would feel behind there, because if everybody went and did Mire first and then got nothing, they would think, oh my gosh, my opponent didn't do Mire, then I have a huge disadvantage.
Well, the trick is that Meyer actually did hold, I think, the Swamp Palace small key, so you eventually had to go in there for something.
That's true. I got that a really long time ago on my first visit to Mire. So I was more referring to
The
going
double
back
dip.
to kill Vitreous. But I guess it's possible that you could have skipped going to Mire in the first place, because I think the only thing that was in there was that key, so if you went Ice first, perhaps? Or T-Rock for Bombos to Ice to get the mirror and opening things up, then putting off Mire would make a lot of sense.
And Troupster, with that final arrow, takes down the big pig. Hacksaww not too far behind him.
So, Sigma, you know, I will say, I'm now a fan. I had not seen you race before, but some of the stuff that you did, I was just absolutely impressed. I'd never seen the trick where you check the Turtle Rock vanilla big key location, and if it's not something you just, quick reset your game. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah, I can't take credit for that. I don't remember who I copied it from, but I saw somebody else do that, and I was thinking, oh man, that's a good idea. Because, going there with 3 keys and the inability to kill Trinax, I was thinking about that chest a lot. Like, I did a map check before I went in, and I was just gonna check it, the quick way. Just burn the key immediately if it was a pendant, if it was a crystal, so it's like, I better hold on to this key. But then I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. And then the funny story is, so I checked the chest, and I reset my emulator, and that refreshed my tracker. So the entirety of Ice Palace was me trying to redo all of my key counts for every dungeon while I was going through it. Which is why I was bombosing every room, because I needed time to think about my tracker.
And we do have Troupster with us as well. GG Troupster, well played, my friend.
Yeah, that was a seed.
Yeah, so talk us through your mindset. It seemed very linear.
I was really happy with my starting plays. I felt really good about getting that big key in the Dark Escape. And then it just kind of all went downhill from there. I don't know. I felt like I checked a lot of locations I shouldn't have. I'm really surprised I didn't lose.
It was extremely close the entire way.
He's a great player. I watched a lot of his VODs, and I knew it was going to be a tough race.
It basically came down to you went to Ice, he went to Thieves Town.
Oh, wow.
Well, he went to Mimic Cave, which led him to Thieves Town. But yeah, I mean, you guys were, the 3 of you, Sigma, Hacksaww, and Troupster, were all within like a minute of each other the entire time.
That's nuts. So did other people do the Dark Escape to get the bow? I mean, the big key to Eastern?
Yeah, all 3 of you did. Well, Sigma
wow.
did it with Lamp because he checked that one chest from Aghanim 1 and then dropped down. But yeah, all 4 of you guys actually got that.
Wow. Yeah, that'd have been smart.
It was just an absolutely super linear seed. I said several times during the commentary, I don't recall a seed where it felt so linear. Like you only had one location open and everyone went there and you got your next location open. It felt almost vanilla-ish because it was just one after another.
Yeah, at most you'd open up 3. I think the most locations that opened up at a time was when we got Mirror. Or when I got Mirror. But that was just, I hated that part because it puts all the one-offs everywhere. And I felt bad checking every single one of them.
Well, and that's when the seed kind of opened up. And, to Hacksaw's credit, I think he ended up, like, when you guys made that divergence where you went to Ice and he went to Mimic Cave, he got the Thieves Town small key from Mimic Cave and said, well, I'm going to keep following this breadcrumb because the whole seed has taken me there. And with that, Hacksaww does complete
GG.
with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 6 seconds. So all three of you were within like 11 minutes of one another.
Did Sigma say he saved and quit in Turok as well? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, did you do that as well
Yeah.
when you got there? Nice.
I was disappointed to see Berna.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh man, this could be the play that wins it for me if this is like the fire rod. But no.
No. I was hoping the same thing. We had no rods for a long time in the seed.
Yeah.
My biggest regret was not going in pod sooner. We got those early pod keys, and so immediately when I see that in a seed, I go, okay, go in pod, go in pod. So the whole time I was saying go in pod, but then I got to the Dark World and I'm like, let's do other stuff. I don't know.
I think it made a lot of sense to put off pod because, I mean, obviously we didn't have the hammer since it was vanilla. So the walk over there was super long, and you actually needed all of the pod keys. Like, the last thing I did before I went there was finally get down to Agina's cave to get a pod key, and if I didn't have that, I would have had to double dip it.
Yeah, I knew I should have done pod. I wanted to get the hammer, and so I went into Misery Mire, and that was a big misplay, I think.
Speaking about hammer, that nice vanilla hammer.
Yeah, that startled me. I'm like, wait, am I doing the practice wrong?
Yeah, I was doing that just before, just practicing that jump, and sometimes I'd open the chest and it happened. I was like, this looks familiar.
I was gonna save and quit in pod as well, and then I saved the first chest up top that had the vanilla key. So I got ready to do the save and quit, and I open it up, and it's a vanilla key, and I'm like, well, there goes that fun.
And Strumpet is now climbing Ganon's tower, so all four of you guys were pretty much very, very close throughout the entire thing.
I fell behind a lot of the time. Sorry.
No, this is about you guys. I don't need to be talking or asking questions. You make my job easy. Just keep talking.
Yeah, I felt behind. I minimized IRC about an hour and a half ago. That's how behind I felt. I was like, oh, this is just... When I went into pod last out of all my choices, I minimized IRC. So I thought I was going to lose.
You may have been given some headaches for certain people in chat who were definitely rooting for you. It's like, why aren't you going to pod?
Yeah, Kermit might be my coach, and I knew he was. I heard him yelling in my head.
So going into next week's Sigma, you are now 2-1. Troop, you are now 3-0. Hacksaww, you are now 2-1. So all three of you guys are still alive. Thoughts on next week from all three of you?
Oh, it looks like Hacksaww is still up a chin.
Hey, GG Hacksaww. Welcome.
Hey, thanks. GG, everybody.
GG, man.
So how about that seed? That was something else.
The linear seed of linearness?
I just felt like a ping pong ball. That's what I felt like.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate right there.
I will tell you, Hacksaww, this entire race, the three of you, Sigma, Hacksaww, Troupster, all three of you were right on top of each other. Sometimes Sigma was ahead, sometimes you were ahead. Really, the only difference what it really came down to between you and Troupster is Troupster went to Ice Palace, you went to Mimic Cave, and then Mimic Cave led you to Thieves Town, buried in there, and that really was the difference maker.
Yeah, it was, a toss-up where I go there, and I figured Turtle Rock, there's a couple more items. If I get lucky and find what I need, I can go beat the place. So that's the way I went, and yeah, it's rando. It happens.
I took the we pre-gamed a little bit, and I decided I was going to play conservative and consistent. So when I looked at ice, I was like, okay, I have to go clear ice before Turtle Rock, because if there's something in there, I don't want to have to come back down and go back up again. That's the only reason I went down there. It was just to be slow and consistent. I knew it wasn't necessarily the most aggressive play, but it turned out to be the good one.
Wait a sec, wasn't Bombos in Turtle Rock, or am I misremembering?
Yeah, it
Yep,
was.
it absolutely was.
Okay.
This was like the second or third time.
Oh,
we've
you're
talked
talking about like the last visit. Okay.
Yep.
I'm crazy.
Yeah, we're talking about the last visit. Like up until, the hour 50-minute mark, you guys were all neck and neck within a minute of each other, and then the mirror split happened, and there was a little separation, and then it all converged together. And you will have to go back and watch this VOD. It was amazing to see how close this was actually throughout the entire thing.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Same. I just want to say I enjoy all you guys who do commentary and restreams and all the work you put in, because I go back and rewatch these, and it's super fun for even me as the racer to watch myself. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate the 4 of you guys for putting in this heck of a race. It was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to call. So thank all 4 of you.
Yeah, and I just want to echo those thanks and shout outs to the restreamers, the trackers, everybody behind the scenes too.
And just looking at Strumpet, he is about to go into Aghanim 2 momentarily, so again, he's not too far behind. So heck of a race from all 4 of you. And everyone in chat again to please follow all 4 of these guys.
People are asking in chat, so Sigma v Hacksaww next week, since you're both 2-1, huh?
That sounds pretty good to me. Actually, last week, Strumpet was on the other race in the 4-way race that I was doing, and we got matched up this week, so it seems pretty likely that that'll happen again. Hacksaww and I. So get ready.
I'm game. Let's do it.
I'm just scared. Have you guys seen the people that are 3-0?
Yeah, so who are you looking forward to facing most, Andy or Christos?
I'm should be fun to see how they beat me.
Okay, let's go through it. I mean, we have time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm brand new. I just started playing this at the end of December because of the last tournament, so I feel like I'm learning a lot quickly. But some of these guys are just amazing at the game. They have so many hours played. They don't even think about their hand movement if you watch them play. It's insane.
Okay, I mean, the list of 3-0 is definitely an intimidating group. Problems IRL, Pika Pals, Jet, for whom Jet Seed is named after, Prior, DT, Cross Product, Christos, Zaphod, Weighty Words, Ninban, Arior, TGH, Final Form, Faraim, Mistaken, Zelgadison, Andy, Samurai Man, Mentos Man, Elminster, Slim Kirby. Do I not see Ben? Wait, what? Oh,
Maybe
Ben
he
hasn't.
hasn't played yet.
Yeah, that's got to be the case.
I had the pleasure of playing Ben in the first week, and it was a one-sided thrashing, so...
Well, and you have Giselle, who plays later tonight, and she's also, I root for her as often as I can as well. So yeah, I mean, it's there's no easy matches at this point in time. It's when you're 3-0, you've earned it.
So while we have that 1 second, we just had our final gang kill of the night. So GG to Strumpet. Let's get some GGs in chat, please.
GG, man.
GG.
And while he comes in here, just a quick look at the schedule. At 8 o'clock, actually starting a little while ago, we did have someone 325 versus Gazelle Shaft, and the Lost Carl versus Korak. That's over on Speed Gaming 2. After that, we don't have any matches until tomorrow, but we have a full docket. We do have Ajnum 174 versus Scooty Puff, so that's going to be Ajnum's match this week. At noon, we have Lunchtime ATH versus Killer Up. At 2 o'clock, we have Nicky Knoll versus Phyleon. At 3 o'clock, we have Yukisaki Zero versus Wef Jebster. Then closing out the night, closing out the week, at 4 o'clock we have Choya versus Swerve. So another full day of action tomorrow.
And 3 of those look to be 2-0 matches, so we'll have 3 more people in the 3-0 bracket.
I think my favorite part about the game is that you can learn basically every single room and how to perfect every single room, give or take. I think fire snakes might be one of the only random things in the game, realistically speaking. So, like Gazelle Shaft, if you watch her stream, she goes through almost, when she's streaming, and she'll practice these rooms to a T, every pixel, where she's turning, what item it's crazy. And I've learned a lot from watching that.
If you want to see someone who can do the hammer jump without even consciously thinking about it, watch her. It's just phenomenal. Watch her jump that hammer.
Okay, I'm just going to point this out. If you guys aren't on ALTTP Randomizer 2 right now, Sigmasin 162 items collected, Troupster 165, Hacksaww 167. I mean, you guys were within 5 item collections of each other.
That is crazy. This is very close. I mean, all 4 people are within 20 minutes. From first to last. That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely incredible to see. And Strumpetplaya is being shy and he doesn't necessarily want to come interview. That's fine. We're cool with that. You do you. But GG to you anyway when you go back and watch this.
Yes, absolutely. So chat, please give us some follows to all 4 of these guys. Get one more round of GGs in chat for us. Any more comments from the runners before we close it out for tonight?
Thanks for putting on a good show, guys.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thanks for the restream. Thanks commentators. Thanks trackers. Thanks everybody. Follow your commentators, follow your trackers and your restreamers. They really do a good job putting on this show.
And speaking about trackers, we want to say a special thank you to Synac behind the scenes doing the restream for us. We had Numbered Play and Bookshop Boo 24 on the tracking. They did a phenomenal job for us today. So thank them both. Please give all 3 of those guys a follow. And of course, please follow my co-commentator today, Vitasia, for doing a fantastic job.
And all the love right back at you, Dark Falls 1983. Give him a follow as well here on Twitch. For the Speed Gaming and Randomizer crew, I'm Vitasia, and I will see you guys tomorrow for more Randomizer action.
And I was Dark Falls 1983. Everyone have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on the next show. Have a great night, everyone.